So when it comes to some of the things that, what innovations do you see coming over the next few decades that allow women to stay in the boardroom more?
I see a future where we have to work between the public and private sector and intersect between the two because unfortunately, as we know, government's slow. So it's challenging to be able to inject the type of capital that we need into something like childcare. It hasn't been done. So we can't wait
Mhm.
around and, kind of wait for that to happen. Some states are moving faster than others, Vermont and New Mexico. They just had some really big changes in their childcare laws, which are very exciting and investment. But the private sector is exciting. And that's where my passion for social impact entrepreneurship and conscious capitalism and intentional capitalism, I believe, just are the way that we can open up a whole new world of innovation and thinking is helping all of us think in a different way because it has to start at the microeconomy. We can try and change things big scale, but it's not going to happen fast. So, what can we do in our community to start to stimulate more help and investment and different ideas? So, but many, like I said, states are doing that. There's women that are at the forefront of innovating concepts and ideas. I have a few that I'm working on myself, which I'll be happy to share soon.
Oh,
Um, but it is again, it's finding a way for there to be affordability entering a job, let's just even say like chiropractic or a profession like that, and being able to offload a lot of your business costs. And kind of the sharing economy, right, is very now accepted. You think about different things like Uber, and there's a lot of different sharing models. So finding concepts that work for more people to enter a profession with less overhead and risk and time, and being able to share that among many of them and it's an exciting new principle. And it's exciting too because the commercial real estate market is in a challenging position, which is actually exciting because remote work is here to stay. There are people that do not want to work, in the same way. They don't want to spend hours in rush hour traffic. They took a step back during COVID and said, I like certain things about my life slowing down. There are things that I value, like family dinners, like being able to talk to my children longer. So, and carve out that time because it is our most precious commodity. So, everything I do is thinking about how we can invest in that microeconomy and get nutrition, movement, access, affordability at the ground level, because that's what can sprout into new and innovative models.
so you had earlier said that you felt like COVID really heightened this pressure on working women. Is that what you mean by like all of a sudden they became aware of like, oh, being home for dinner is nice and like things like that? Or
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, it was the first time we all like had to slow down. It's the
Mhm.
first time we were forced to, and I think it just left a lot of people questioning. I know I did. I traveled a lot and I had a suitcase packed a lot of the time. And I just found a lot of comfort in rooting for a while and just being in a bit of a cocoon. And, I thought about the other day, I'm like, wow, I know like every distinct part of my daughters, both of them, their eyes now, because I actually like sat and just intently spent time. Like I often think about the fact that many of us just don't have quality time or those relationships anymore. We feel so lonely. Like this is the majority of people in our country right now. We feel so lonely and we can have relationships around us, but are we really there? A lot of us are dissociated in stress and fight or flight, and intentional moments are hard to come by when we're under that much stress. Yet the longest study done on human happiness is not what product you're going to consume or buy on Black Friday that's going to make your life so much better. It's actually literally one quality relationship in your life where you feel seen and valued and heard. And often we're not even finding that in our families because no one teaches us how to cultivate healthy relationships, and that is truly one of the most important aspects of our health. So I'm very passionate about starting in my home and in my local community, volunteering, getting out there and being intentional about the problems we can solve and putting on a different hat instead of complaining about everything that's going on and how bad people are and how divided we are. Like, yes, that's a reality, but in my world, I believe, and I want to role model to my girls that there are enough good, incredible people in the world that want to make an impact and solve real problems, including our broken healthcare system. And that starts with being able to actually feel like we can provide for our children and work at the same time. And right now, childcare is either the top or second highest expense in households. And it's
Yeah.
unacceptable. That's how I feel.